How you doing, everybody? Entity623 here. I just wanted to introduce myself because I'm going to be making a series of videos covering a vast amount of subjects. The basic ideology behind all this is to inform my friends, families, and other fellow Americans of some of the things that have been shrouded in mystery, and some of them hide in plain sight that need to be definitely addressed in order to well inform us and help us come out of, one, this economic trouble that we find ourselves in, and two, to allow us to, as a people, reunite, become one America again, and break down these walls that have built themselves up between each other. We have social media, and they really hate social media, and by they I mean the people and the interest groups that I'm going to cover in my videos that have made it almost impossible to communicate with one another, and they have made it so that either you're on one team or the other, you're the enemy or you're not the enemy, you're friend or foe, and we can distinguish you by certain things you say and people that you believe should be elected, etc., etc., etc. The list goes on. I want to cover that. Give you a quick introduction of myself. My real name is Dan. You guys can address me as that. I have no quips or qualms about it. I like to say hi to all my kids and my wife. If by some miracle I accidentally piss people off that I wasn't supposed to piss off and they come after me, remember that I was a Marine for 7 years, and that I served 3 tours in Iraq, and good luck. And if you come after me, I will definitely go after you. Plain and simple. I don't play games. I'm just here for informative purposes. I'm not a politician. I am an American, and I believe that I didn't stop having to live up to the oath that I took to uphold the Constitution of the United States and to defend our country from all enemies, foreign and domestic, just because I simply EAS'd end of my contract. Oaths don't terminate with contracts. Contracts end with contracts. And so does payment. So you don't have to pay me to believe that it is each and everybody's individual right and at some point their obligation to defend this Constitution, because in so defending the Constitution they defend their own freedom. I like to bring to light a lot of issues that have really damaged our relationships between us, one American to the other, and have damaged the neighborly love that we used to have here in this country, and have made us mortal enemies. You're either a You're either a PC user or a Mac user. You root for this team or that team. You're a Democrat or you're a Republican. You use an iPod or you use a Zune or whatever other MP3 players are out there. It's pretty sad, actually, that they have torn us apart and we let them do it. But I think that it's okay. It's okay that we got tricked. What's not okay is if we continue with the charade, however you want to pronounce it. It's not okay that after a football game we start rioting and blowing stuff up and burning police cars. That's not displaying freedom. That's not doing anything other than acting out the Civil War that has been passively fought in this country since the creation of the political parties and since the creation of our national teams. Now, am I saying our national teams are a bad thing? No, I'm not saying our national teams are a bad thing. What I am saying is that the ideology behind separating Americans is the bad thing. Separating us makes it easier for us to be controlled. I mean, that's an ideology of and strategy of combat. Divide and conquer. It always has been and it always will be. And it's being used on you and me and every other American every day in order to keep us separate, because if we join up, then the small interest groups and small groups of wealthy people lose their control. They might have money, but money doesn't necessarily equate to total power. because you know, bullets speak louder than dollar bills. It's just the way it goes. When the people revolt, when the people stand up and say no more, those political parties, those interest groups lose their power completely, utterly. They are decimated, because what can they do? They rely on you to work for them. They rely on you to provide them goods. They rely on you to provide their security, to drive them around, to provide their food. They rely on you for everything, and they've tricked you into believing that you rely on them. You really don't. I mean, because as a group, as a community, we can all go out just like they did in Native America, and we can grow our corn and our potatoes and we can have our agriculture, right? Because it's Americans that are not rich that are growing the food. So the know-how is here. It's not in the rich millionaires and stuff. I mean, go ask go ask Donald Trump to go plant a field of corn and see what he tells you. You know what I mean? Go ask Barack Obama to go to Afghanistan and fire off a couple of rounds from an M16 and kill some insurgents. Or tell him to go operate the TOW missile. Never going to happen. They require us to do that. And what do we require from them? Nothing, actually. The only thing that we require for them is some sort of moderation. So that if there's any domestic disputes, complaints, they can, hey, be the voice of reason. Let me be the voice of reason. Other than that, they really serve no bigger purpose than that. They should be just the voice of reason, and the moderation, the distribution of funds between two people, or the distribution or dissemination of beliefs that the majority has decided upon, or AKA laws. And that's pretty much what they serve. They don't serve the greater purpose of babysitting. They should not. This is just a fundamental point of view. It's not, hey, that sounds Republican, or that sounds Democratic, or you're a Democrat, or you're a hippie liberal. No. What I'm saying is that the function of government should be the function of government, and not having anything to do with the way you function, your individuality. Your individuality should never be sacrificed in the interest of government, and your individuality should never be sacrificed for the sake of a political party or any other interest group. Would you ever sacrifice your moral character simply because everybody else was doing it? Not rarely. Now, if violence was involved, you might. But that's what government would be there for. That, hey, I don't want to participate in this, and I don't have to, because I got some moderate group, the moderation group, that says that, hey, you know what, it's alright, you don't want to participate, it's cool, you just go stand over there in your home and your property and the things that you've earned, and you'll be okay. We'll make sure that this mob over here doesn't come and destroy you or your property. And that is the key to understanding how government, the system, works. Now, the people who fill the places of government are individuals from the American public. And that's really a general overview. That's a government 101. Government is not a group of people, it is a system whose positions are filled by people, but it's not a group of people who have dominion and control. It's not like a feudal system where you have the bloodlines, the kings and the queens and the nobles who rule the rest of the people, and they make all these decisions, and you can plead with them, please do this. No. It's the other way around. We are the power. They have to plead with us. Hey, come on, we need this passed. It's going to make everything better. They call it political campaigning, whereas the other way around, you would call it lobbying. If you have to lobby our government, then you believe that our government is a feudal system. If you believe the other way around, that we are a democracy or a republic, then they have to plead with us for power to make laws and stuff like that. That's not the case, though, because over the years they have effectively taken our power away, not by force, but by misleading comments, misplaced trust, lies, deceit. If somebody has to lie and deceive to get into power, then they shouldn't be in power. But obviously, if they are in power, then they deserve to be in power, because there's some really good liars. They can really dish it out. All right. This is some of the stuff I'm going to cover. I'll cover more in later videos, but that's who I am. That's what I represent. I am an American, and I believe that all of us Americans should get together, have a beer, and be Americans together once again, instead of letting these political parties and these other interest groups run us. Power to the people. Semper Fi. Talk to you next time.